Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode of CheekzCast. Before the podcast today, I would like for all of us to just take a moment and send our prayers out and our best regards to the family of Michael Winter. Michael Winter was a local 433 union iron worker and also a friend of mine from high school. And I would like for all of us just to take some time and maybe send some prayers out if you know him, or just some best regards to the family. I will be putting the GoFundMe in the description down below for anyone who wants to donate. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Special co-host here with me today, John is back.
Yep.
What's up, John? How you doing?
Pretty good, and just coming down off my first day back at work in about a month and a half.
That's what's up. And then you bring a special guest here with us today. You mind introducing him?
I did. I brought my buddy Kyle Negretti. He's an iron worker as well. So, Kyle.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
What's up, Kyle? Yeah, it's nice to have you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for coming by. I know you drove all the way from...
From Chino?
Fuck, yeah, you drove a lot
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
Better make it worth it.
Well, how was the drive?
Not bad. It wasn't bad. Surprisingly, there wasn't traffic, but, I mean...
Yeah, it's still a drive,
that was
right?
surprisingly, because usually it's pretty bad.
Yeah, what's today? Fucking
Thursday.
Yeah. There was no
Usually
traffic.
Thursday and Friday are like the worst days.
Yeah, that's what I was
know what I
thinking,
mean?
too.
Yeah.
So Chino's like by Riverside, right?
Yeah, so Chino's like, it's in the Inland Empire. It's like, goes like Chino, you got Corona, Riverside, Ontario, all about that.
Okay, did you grow up there?
I grew up actually in Huntington Beach.
Oh,
I'm
no.
an
So you're
OC
from
kid.
out here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I grew up in Huntington Beach, a little surfer kid, and then grew up and then kind of migrated out to the IE.
Did you go to... What high school did you go to out here?
So I went to Huntington Beach High School. Yeah.
Right on Main.
Right on Main, right there.
Oh,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
So what drove you to actually move out to the IE?
Relationships, bro. Girls.
Wow.
Yeah, I ended up like just dating around and then just kind of migrated out there. I don't know why. I mean, I had a bunch of buddies out there too that kind of like worked their way out there as well. But yeah, I just kind of.
Yeah, so I'm actually from the IE too.
Are you?
Yeah, so like how you migrated to Chino,
Yeah.
I migrated out of the IE. I'm actually from Beaumont.
Oh, right on.
I don't
Damn,
know
that's far.
Yeah, hell yeah. Far away. So
That's in the boonies, dude.
yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Nothing to do but party out there and drugs, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of meth
See
out
that.
there.
Oh, for sure.
You seem to have made it out pretty good.
That like Hammett area too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did all right.
Thank God you're not all methed out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I turned 18 and I migrated out here.
Yeah, you're like, fuck that.
So what made you want to actually, I mean, other than, was it just the relationships, or did you see...
relationships, and then I just kind of like, I don't know, I kind of always drifted, dude. I always like lived in different places and stuff like that. Like, and I mean, to now I live in Texas. I'm just I live in Fort Worth, Texas now, but I'm down here for work. So just down here for a job just until like the end of August.
Okay.
And then I'll head out.
And if you guys didn't know this, John and Kyle actually work together.
Yeah.
They're actually iron workers, and they work in the same union, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
on a couple jobs together,
Yeah.
too.
Okay. So, like, what was one of the first jobs that you guys had together?
The first one, I remember you at that Koreatown job.
Yeah, the Herrick over in
Yeah. And
Hollywood,
right off, what is it? Venice? No, not Venice. Vermont.
Vermont.
That's what it was.
I remember that. That was a good job.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then
So,
after,
if you guys know Vermont in Los Angeles, that's where it was.
yeah, coming off the 10, going north. If you're
Yeah.
taking the 10 west, and then you get off on Vermont and go north, and it's like
It's like borderline Koreatown right there.
yeah, it's like mental
okay.
health, the new mental health building or some crap
Yeah.
like that.
Well, it's
Everyone
like
else-
Koreatown and then like Hollywood or like a part of Hollywood. I
And
forget.
what were you guys working on?
It was, what was it, 20 story?
About 20 story, 22 stories, something
20
like
story for, like, just a regular business, commercial?
that. Yeah, just kind of like an office building.
Yeah,
That's
no,
basically
yeah,
what
okay.
it was.
Yeah, we're just hanging iron out there.
So they did like a parking lot, and then on top of that, they built the rest of the building because
Yeah,
there's
all out of
obviously there's no parking out in LA. So
Yeah.
Wow, that's...
you build
That's
buildings
crazy.
on top of parking lots now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Honestly.
There's just no It's like congested as fuck down there.
And then after that, I ran back into him, and we worked together at the Rapper Building in Culver City.
Yeah, that was fun.
So if you're going towards the beach on the 10, and you look, what is it, south? You look south after like right around Robertson or something like that, the exit. You'll see this big building, and it looks like just metal wrapped all around it, going all the way up, and that's the Rapper Building.
Oh, okay.
That's the one that we worked on together.
Well, if you guys see that, you know that Kyle and John laid their hands on there. And if you work there, you better be grateful for the people I have on here right now.
There's a few beer cans somewhere on their building, too.
Yeah. A lot of beer cans.
Just like hidden in a column.
So John told me about this punk school that you guys actually had to start going through. So when did you actually start your punk school?
So I got in October of 2013. And what it is, it's like a 4-year apprenticeship, and we call it punk school. So you go to school like once every 3 months for a week. And you're doing that, while you're working and all that stuff. So you have that week off from work, but you're going to school, and you got to, there's like curriculum you have in there and stuff. And then there's, you got to learn, you learn the basics about our trade, and then kind of like, what would you call it? Like a brief.
It teaches you the history. Like your first classes are basically the history and how to read blueprints and just
history.
Yeah, the history. Class? So like from 1896 when the ironworkers were created.
Yeah.
When we first started our union. Yeah. Ever since then, it's been documented. So
they got, and then it's like, and then you have like the math portion of it, which is like algebra 2. There's trig. There's some calculus in there. Like there's all kinds of shit in there that.
And then if you go farther,
it's not as easy as you think it is, but it's
of course.
Also, but it's not as hard as you how we tend to make things.
Like remember how last time I told you like they'll teach you the basics in punk school, and then after that you learn basically a lot of everything else out in the field.
Yeah, because it's all about experience with trade, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move back because I think I jumped a little forward into how did you? So you live in Huntington Beach. You're migrating out to. So what actually led you to the point where you're like, okay, I want to be an ironworker now? What's the?
So I used to be a carpenter. I used to be in the carpenters union, and I was on a job. I will never forget it. It was a 10-story. It was the San Bernardino courthouse. I was out there, and I was doing like all the framing of it, like the metal studs. And I saw the ironworkers there, and I saw them hanging iron, and I saw like everything that was going on, and I just see these guys in the air, and I'm like, I want to do that. Fuck this. I'm done with carpenters. And I would ask them, I would bug them, like, I'm like, how do I get in? Like, what do I do? And they're like, kind of like, I don't know, dude. And then finally they're like, yo, all right, here's the dude you call. Call him. He'll help get you in. Which was Keith Harkey, which is our, he's a business manager now, right?
He's a business manager, yeah.
So he was a business agent then. And so he ended up, I ended up having a meeting with him, and then, that was the start of everything, and then.
That was it? You were just like, oh, it's time to go?
It's time to get in, and I got a sponsor. They sponsored me, and then the rest was history.
Yeah, so is a lot of getting into the actual ironworking, is it like vouching almost? Like you have to vouch
some
for
of
people?
It's vouched, yeah. Some of it's who you know.
Okay.
But, I mean, and then some of it's you just got to hustle. You know what I mean? You hustle a sponsor. You show up to jobs. You're like, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm like, I'm here to work. And they want to see initiative. You know what I mean?
Like if you're going in dry, like you don't know anybody and you're going in, you have to make a name for yourself. Like dude, that's how you're going to eat.
It's like... Yeah, for sure.
That's how you're going to eat. But if you go in knowing somebody, you kind of have that little cushion. You're kind of like, okay, like people kind of hear your name, like oh, so-and-so brought this guy in. So let's see how it goes.
Your guys' actual trade is word of mouth.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah. For the most part, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So what would you say is like I'm keep jumping forward. So you got into, so you were a carpenter, then you moved into the actual ironworking, and then people were vouching for you. You got into punk school, and where's the actual? What's your guys' union called again? It's like local
Field Ironworkers, Local 433.
Local 433, and where's that located?
City Industry.
City Industry. Yeah. Okay, so
that's our union hall.
So you, just like John, someone told you, hey, show up here at this time, and you bring all these documents, yeah, and then you go, and then you just turn them in, and like be like, so and so sent me, or
No. I mean, if you have a sponsor already,
Yeah.
you know, then you can be like, here. So they're like, all right, this is your dispatch. Like, you're gonna go here. You're gonna start working for these guys. You know what I mean? So like, you'll get all your paperwork in, and they're like, all right, cool. Well, call your boss, and then they'll tell you what day to start, and then here's your dispatch. Let's go.
And then your experience in punk school, like, was it a good one, or was it something a little bit tough for you, or?
It was tough it wasn't tough for me. Like, I actually did well with it. Like with just ironwork in general, I was just going through a bunch of shit in life that would make it tough. You know what I mean?
Okay. So like your mental like capacity had to be a little bit bigger than everyone else's.
Yeah. Like, kind of had to get. I was going through a bunch of shit at the in those 4 years that kind of altered some things for me. But
okay.
I mean, it made it work. And
were you living in the IE at the time? Or?
I was, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Chino, same place.
No, in Riverside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was living in Riverside at the time.
So you were having to make a fucking wild ass drive every day, right?
Yeah.
Damn. So like you, like the like honestly, like the mentality to have to do that, like you'd really want to have to be in this job.
Yeah, you
right?
you gotta want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, when was class starting for you exactly?
What class would start every day at 6?
At 6, so you had to leave at what, like 4?
Latest, like 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah, 4:30, like 4:45. Because I'd just drive like a fucking asshole and just.
But that's pretty much standard for everything. I mean, even for jobs, you're getting up 4:30, 3.
Right?
Yeah, because you got guys come in. Some guys like live in Victorville and they drive all the way to downtown LA.
Or even some guys live out in Beaumont where you grew up and drive to downtown LA.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a mission.
No, fuck yeah, it's a mission. Yeah. And then traffic on the way back, it's like another 4 hours of your life, right?
So like, say if you're driving into work and it's an hour, just add another hour when you get off.
Yeah,
fuck
or
that.
45 minutes. Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always what kind of like just that whole morning stuff. It's tough. I don't know if John, but like Jacob tried to get me into the trade and stuff like that, but same. I just wasn't really like. I guess I just didn't have it in me to want to like do that every day. So like I definitely like that's kudos. You guys get up at fucking 4 a.m. and just drive. And like, I'd be a grumpy asshole all the time, to be honest with you.
We all have our days for sure. We're just like, fuck.
Yeah, there's days you wake up and you're just like, I don't want to fucking be here. And then there's other days where you wake up and you just want to fuck with every person on the job site.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, today somebody's gonna get it. Watch this shit. And
then like, so when you guys are in punk school, like, what are you guys normally starting at? Like, what's the pay rate?
50% of whatever the Journeyman rate is. So right now the Journeyman rate's what?
40. What are we at? 44?
Some crap something like that.
44,
so it's
50, 44,
so
25?
If somebody were to get in right now, brand new, they'd be making $22 an hour.
Yeah.
Brand spanking new, not knowing dirt shit, but you're paid from the neck down.
Yeah.
So whatever you're told to do, you better be doing it. Yeah. And you better be doing it fast.
Dude, it's busting your ass. Neck down.
Yep.
Fuck. And then how are the pay raises? Like, it's every hour. It's like hours, right?
Every 6 months, every 6 months. So every second time you go to punk school, you get a pay raise.
Every second time you go to punk
school? So every
school?
6 months. So
every 6 months.
So every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that second class, you'll get a letter in the mail saying, "Hey, you've passed your test, or you've done this. And you've reached the amount of hours you need to advance. So you go to your next pay period, and then it's not equal pay periods. Like some pay periods are more than others, and some are like really skimpy, little just like, oh, here's $1.25, and others are like, oh, here's your big bump, like it's $3 or $4 or $5, some crap like that.
Yeah. Like you get like a couple big jumps, and then you have some small jumps.
Yeah. And then like another thing he was telling me was like, sometimes the money's not always worth it too, though, because like some people will fall out within like the first couple months, and like there'll be half the class will be there and stuff like that.
Yeah. So pretty much like when you start versus when by the time you graduate, that class is cut in half, if not even more.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Because people go in thinking about the money, and they don't realize the amount of work you're going to have to put in and dedication you're going to have to put in. Because it's not just show up for a job. You also have to be involved with your union, and some guys don't realize that.
Some people just can't hack it too, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I could only imagine. So
Like-
what was that?
Oh no, I've heard of guys getting like blacklisted, like when like him saying some guys can't hack it. Like I've heard of guys getting like blackballed because they get called a name and then they report it. And I'm not saying don't report it, but they'll report it and it's just they make just a bad stink about it rather than just confronting whoever is gonna.
Well, it's
talk
like
shit.
anything, like you cause a problem. No one wants a problem on the
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone has to step on eggshells around you. They're not going to want you around, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I would assume that would probably be the. I mean, I worked in the meat department at Costco, and it wasn't nearly the work you guys did, but like it was just all men, and they all kind of carried that same code.
Yeah, like you got to have thick skin. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like be able
Yeah.
to talk some shit, get some shit. Like if you could dish it out, you better be able to take it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I know Jacob though, fucking just takes it most of the time, right?
He taking yeah.
Every time
Jacob's a good dude though. He's like super.
Hell yeah. So after punk school, what kind of jobs do you get into?
What do you mean? Oh, like
What's your first job? Like who hires you on
so
first?
the company that hired me was Surf City Steel, and we're doing like a lot of miscellaneous and detail work.
They're at Huntington Beach, right?
Yeah, they're out of Huntington
Oh,
Beach.
nice.
I grew up with the owner and his daughter from when I was like 13 till growing up like later on. I dig into a fight with one of his foremen and I got kicked out of the program. And so I got let go for 6 months. And I had to go in front of the E-board, which is like kind of like going to court, but for iron workers,
That's sick.
Yeah. So, they're like, well, we won't let you come back for 6 months, but after 6 months, you could, restart the program. It's like, all right. So 6 months later, I restarted. I found another sponsor. And with the company called JD2, and then the rest was history. It was just like, I got out of my whole like attitude, just kind of being a dick, and then just went just straight to work and just was working,
So you pretty much were like rolled out then, and then
Yeah.
re-answered into it. So what? Do you mind me asking what the fight was over?
Dude, it was something stupid. I honestly couldn't even remember. It was like
Was it just shit talking? And
it
then
was
just...
shit talking, and I was like, fuck you, dude. And he was like, he's like, if you don't like it, he's like, just pack your shit and go home. I was like, all right, motherfucker, later.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. And then I left, and by the time I got to my truck, they were like, dude, what the fuck happened? The owner is a guy named Bob. And he was like, I'm going to have to lay you off, and you won't have your time in the program, and, all this shit. And I was just like, what the fuck ever, dude?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fucking stupid. I was like, how long have you known me? And he's like, you'll never be an iron worker again, this, and that.
Oh, damn. He was pissed about it.
He was pissed. And I was just like, what the fuck ever? I was like, watch this. And then 6 months later, sure as shit, got back in. And then I saw him years later, like when I was just about turned out, like being a journeyman. I think I was a journeyman, yeah. Yeah, no, I was a journeyman, actually, yeah. So I saw him years and years and years later on a job, and they were like they saw a ghost. I was like, what's up, Bob? And that other foreman at the time. And he was all, they're like, what the fuck? They thought they saw a ghost.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, you didn't think you'd see me again, huh? And then they're like, well, no, dude, it's cool. Like, we kind of buried the hatchet, you know what I mean?
You know, I say Charlie horsed him. And
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, I was
Like,
just
"What's up,
kidding.
motherfucker?"
It's hard to hold grudges too. Like,
It is because you
man.
see all like your boys,
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
at the end of the day, your boys. Like, yeah, you're gonna hold grudges, but like for us, it's like you either like fucking
Get the fuck over it.
Yeah, like get over it, square up real quick, get over it. Like that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Handle your business.
Yeah.
So we
Like,
can
we're
all
going
get back to work.
yeah.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, that company's not going to stop.
Hell no,
You know,
you just become you're boys, but you're just a number too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So like you kind of have to take like the good with the bad in terms
Yeah.
of like those types of jobs.
Yeah.
So like what was like one of the worst jobs you actually worked at where like there was a lot of like issues or like you felt like getting into that mode again?
Oh. Dude, there's been quite a few jobs, but where I've like snapped, but you're like you just get over it and you let it go. You know what I mean?
What was one where like you just couldn't let it go? do you, I mean,
I don't. I had to let it all go because if I didn't do it, I'd end up fucking
going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd end up beating the shit out of people left and right. You know what I mean? Because you get like that. You know what I mean? It could be like a hot day.
Yeah.
And you're busting your ass and you're working overtime, and then you're just like, somebody could say the wrong thing. You're like, just motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, or you'll just lose your shit, and you're just like, dude, my bad. It's hot, bro. Just give me a minute. You know what I mean? Or, vice versa. Like somebody could say something, and you're just like, what the fuck did you say? You know what I mean?
And it could be the smallest shit too.
It could be the smallest thing, bro. Straight up.
Puts you over, and you're just like, fuck you. Come on.
A lot of external factors going into these attitudes, right?
I mean, literally, you could be asking me for something, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? And then you're just like, whoa.
So, like, there wasn't a time where, like, you almost felt like that was going to happen again? Like, where you were going to be like,
No.
oh, I'm going to have to fight a foreman?
I mean, there's a few times where I'm like, dude, I want to... Being boomed out, so we call it booming out when we travel, like, out of state for work, so we're out of our local, out of our jurisdiction. There's been a few times where I'm like, dude, I'm going to light this motherfucker up, dude. Like, bad if I do not get the fuck out of here,
Yeah, yeah.
Because they do things differently in different locals, like different areas. They do things differently. And
so how does that work exactly? Are they like just like, hey guys, we need help up here. Do you want to come work up here? Basically,
it's again like word of mouth. You get like a phone call.
Yeah. So if you're a good iron worker, they'll be like, hey guys, come up here.
Yeah,
we want you to work up here. And those generally have premiums on it, right? Where they like pay you extra.
Yeah.
For the travel and like.
Yeah, it depends on the situation though. I mean, for the most part, they'll pay you extra, or they'll pay for a room or some crap like that.
Okay, but like, is there like another premium? Like let's say you make $40 an hour, hypothetically. Are they going to be like, look, we'll pay you like $2 more up here?
Oh,
if you
yeah.
come up here.
So like when I went to Seattle, our package was, so their wages are like $2 more than us, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So we were getting $3. So we were getting their package plus $3 over their scale. So I mean, I think it was like $48 or $49 an hour at the time. Then we were getting sub pay, which is subsistence pay.
Okay.
So we get like $100 a day, and then they paid for our room and our travel and all that stuff.
What would incline like a company up there to like want to have workers from California? Is it just because we have so much?
It might be because they don't have enough people, or they don't have people that can do that work. There's a bunch of factors that play in.
And the way most people look at our local, like 433, they're like, they look at us as the most efficient and fastest, and like the way we do things is the way we do things. Like it doesn't change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people like different locals do different things, and it almost like reinvents the wheel in a sense, and it fucks everything up. You know what I mean? And so they end up having problems, and like, well, we'll come in and do it, and we're faster, and
you do it. You guys just shut up, and
like we're better.
Like do your
you know
stuff.
what I mean?
Right,
Like
exactly.
And I hate to say it like that because there's good hands everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But as far as like having us come into your local and we do your job, and
well, it's like anything, like any type of team or club. You're not gonna like.
Yeah.
You're gonna say you're the best. That's just kind of how that whole brotherhood, thing works with all you guys.
For sure.
So I know you guys have like there's different locals. Do they have like softball teams for the different trades or something like that, or is that just like just cops and firemen and shit like that?
No, there's like teams and shit, but I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know about.
No, like extracurriculars or anything like that.
I know there's a.
Yeah, I go in the bar.
Well, like there's a club. There's a motorcycle club.
Yeah, there's a motorcycle club.
Yeah. Okay, that's like local 433.
Yeah,
but you have to be a member in order to be. You have to be a member in order to be in that club. And I'm not sure how it works, but I'm pretty sure you have to be invited into the club.
Yeah,
in order club within a club.
Yeah,
exactly.
Basically,
that's literally wild. So, do you have any like crazy stories that happened while you were up in Seattle?
Not in Seattle. I mean, I've had some close calls with work and stuff, and definitely fucking had my asshole puckered up a few times where I'm just like, oh fuck, here we go.
What would cause that? Like almost falling, maybe, or
I've tripped and stuff and fell like almost into my harness, but like would caught myself on like the flange. I've actually saved one dude one time. That was pretty funny. It was sketchy, but it was funny because I'm like, I kept telling this motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, quit doing what you're doing. And sure as shit, the crane was a little over boomed, and he kept putting his bar, which is a sleever bar like what we use for connecting. He kept putting his bar in the wrong side. Like he would go into the clip and the piece would walk. So like here's a clip, and then the piece is over here. We would put his bar into here, and the piece would walk out.
Yeah.
Right. And so I said, "Hey, dude, like put your body into it, okay?
Yeah.
And go on the piece side. And you know what I mean? It makes things a hell of a lot easier. Like what I was trying to teach him and show him. Well, he kept fucking doing what he was doing, and sure as shit, the piece walked out, and he fucking went whoop, and he flipped upside down.
Oh fuck.
On the piece, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So I had to like run around, like go all the way around and go get him. And I said, "Hey, dude." I won't mention any names because I don't want to do that to him. But he's my boy. So I said, "Hey, dude, like what it is, he's a rock climber too. So he's got like great skills, and he's a smaller dude. So like he was comfortable where he was at. He was just like kind of scared shitless too. And I said, "Hey, dude, when I pull you up, it's gonna fucking hurt, but I promise you, I'll get you. You ain't gonna go anywhere."
Yeah.
So I counted at 3, but when I got to number 2, I was like 1, 2, and I just fucking pulled him up and like grabbed him and put him on the other piece. Said, "You all right?" He was like, "Yeah." "You sure?" "I'm not gonna let go until you're all right." You know what I mean? Just in case. And he was just kind of spooked out after that, and I was like, "All right, dude, just go on the ground." You know what I mean? Like go
take a break.
Go take a break. Yeah. Wow, dude, you're a fucking savior.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely had some close calls.
If you've been in long enough, you'll either see somebody get saved, see somebody go in the hole. You'll see all kinds of
You
shit.
saved yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll see something for sure.
You might go through shit like, I think everybody's gone through that moment where your ass puckers up a little, just like,
For
shit,
sure.
like, I might not have gone home today.
Yeah.
And then you think about it at the end of the day, you're like, all right, well, I'm driving home, and the action was pretty funny. Like, you just kind
I
of
can
just like,
imagine. I'm sure you guys
you gotta laugh it off. Like, fuck
develop
it.
like a dark sense of humor sometimes. Just
Oh,
being
yeah,
in those
dude,
cooked
for sure.
situations. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are just like, oh, don't fall down there. And everyone's like, well, you could probably die. But, I mean, it's pretty funny at the end of the day. Well, it's not. That's not funny.
Yeah.
but-
I mean, if you're like tying off and doing everything right,
If you're not
yeah.
in it, you know what I mean? People are like, what the fuck is wrong with you
Yeah,
guys?
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I had actually had a guy who worked at the coroner's office. He was on my podcast. And, he
That's
wasn't,
gnarly.
he didn't work. He worked for them on he was contracted out. So they took donations. You know how you have like the donator on your license?
Yeah.
For your organs?
Oh, yeah,
like
like
a
the
donor.
the donor thing.
Yeah, he was the guy who was in charge of calling people and then taking them out. Like,
So he
taking the
killed them?
hearts,
Shit.
No, like they
I'm
were
just
already
kidding.
dead.
I'm just kidding.
Just
He's
imagine.
like, yeah, you just eject
He's
him.
like, You won't feel a thing. I
Yeah.
promise. But yeah, and he said too is like being at the coroner's office, like he developed this like kind of like this callous towards it, this sense of humor
For
of
sure.
like, you know. I think he was telling me a joke one time. Fuck, he was like he like one of his buddies walked up to him and was like, "Hey, dude, you gonna cut this guy up or is it gonna be me?" You know, and it's just like, fuck,
He's just like, yeah, like, fuck, dude.
yeah.
Like knowing full well he's going to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's
But
like,
but he knew like he had to, you know, but like to them that's like it's a job. You
Yeah.
know, they're doing
Yeah.
this shit, they're getting this shit done, and then
Yeah.
like to you guys too, it's the same thing. It's like, well, you know, like you just kind of like have this certain mentality where like you kind of have to laugh about it because like if you don't, it's
Absolutely.
gonna fuck with you.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever like dwelled on something that like happened during your time working and like you were like, oh, like I will never forget this moment?
No, because the more you do, like, especially in our trade, dude, you just kind of have to like shake it off, and that's it. Like, nothing really dwelled on me. I mean, we've lost some people that I've known in the trade that have died from going in the hole, or you know, things happen.
Freak accidents.
Even freak accidents or things even outside of work. And it does suck, but it does happen. And it's very real. But you don't dwell on it because you know that at the end of the day, it's what you sign up for. You know what I mean? Like, that's your job. You do it well. There are accidents, and you have to accept that and understand that. You know what I mean?
Maybe not signed up for, but you knew the risk going
Yeah,
in.
you know in the risk. Yeah, you sign
okay.
up for like you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
knew
exactly.
that. You know going into
Yeah.
it, like there is a possibility that you might not go home that day.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's pretty serious. It's a
Yeah,
pretty
and
serious
people
job.
die in our trade all the time, man. You know what I mean? It's just
It's tough.
It's tough. That's the shitty part of it. You know,
Do you
it's
know-
the hard part.
Has there been an incident where someone has like fallen off, or like that's
Yeah,
Well, there's plenty.
plenty of
plenty?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There's plenty of guys that
Dude,
it's happened to.
people, their lanyards will catch on something and shred up, or their harnesses don't do its job and they just go in the hole, or they're not tied off and they trip or something happens and they go in the hole, like, or you
Yeah.
fall in your harness and you're fucking swinging and you're swaying until somebody can get you and pull you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fucking scary. You can only imagine. And then you said they were like super tight, right? So even when you're actually the harness catches you, it's still gonna do some
Oh, it's
damage.
gonna hurt,
it
dude,
switches
for
up.
sure.
Yeah. It's like getting in a car wreck and then that seatbelt. It's like that seatbelt. As soon as you get in a car wreck and it fucking locks up on you, and you
Yeah.
just feel that pressure. It's like that, but like all over your body.
Yeah.
It makes it like almost claustrophobic a little
Yeah.
bit, huh? You just
Dude,
can't
hell
move
yeah,
and
bro.
shit. Yeah. Wait, have you ever had that happen where you've like almost
Almost
Yeah,
not
never?
falling in it.
Oh,
No.
okay. You seem to be like a little bit more careful about what you do, or is it just kind of like you just never really had it
becomes
happen?
more like, even John will say, it's like second nature. You just
You just kind of like,
You,
like,
like, know what
as
to
you're
do.
going out there, you kind of just know. All right, let's tie off. Like you don't even think about it. It's like breathing. You're just
Yeah.
boom, tie off, tie off, tie off.
Oh, okay. And what is tying off inclined? It was just putting your harness on.
like you're tied off to a
Yeah.
like a safety.
Remember how I
cable.
told you last time you got the D rings and
Uh-huh.
you got your hooks on your back.
Oh,
So
okay.
then you got a catenary line running along the beam, so you just tie off to that. That way, if you do go in the hole, something might catch you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are the stereotypes about construction workers real? Where they like catcall people, and then is it like
Yeah, that's
a real thing?
That's a real thing. I've
okay.
seen
What?
it. Like just
just like the catcalling, or like the what other stereotypes like construction workers? I don't know. Every time I think of like ironworking, I think of like those guys sitting on the beam with like.
That-
their
I mean, that's
lunchboxes.
us, yeah.
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 And then they have like the catcalling, and it's like that typical stereotype. It's like that, right?
I don't see like a lot of catcalling. I don't know if you would say it like
What is that?
like just like
Am I-
you're like you're
what's up,
calling out
baby?
at women
You know,
or something
she's
like
walking,
that.
While she's walking by. What's up, baby? How you doing? You know,
Like,
just
I
shit
mean,
like
it's-
that.
Oh no,
Nice tits.
I mean,
you know?
every. I mean, dude. Sometimes we'll be like iron in the street, and they're like everybody
okay.
knows what. Like, oh shit, they're like, look at that.
Yeah.
But,
Like they'll look, but they won't say
Yeah,
anything
they
to
won't.
her.
Yeah, they're not gonna be all. Like most dudes would shut it down, and you're like, hey, motherfucker, have some respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, they'll
exactly.
like call somebody out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be like a stereotype. Like, I don't know where exactly that's come from, because if you guys haven't really heard of it, right? Or has it ever gotten pretty vulgar where they're...
It's vulgar,
right?
but not to the person.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it might
like
be vulgar.
amongst us.
Yeah.
Like
No,
talking,
yeah, but I'm talking about that where they're actually calling someone out. It
No,
doesn't get
no,
to that point,
no.
right?
No, it would
Yeah,
never
see,
reach
like
that
I
point.
always was like, dude, that doesn't seem very like
Yeah.
real at all. Because like,
yeah, and you're like a grown ass man.
yeah,
dude, you know what I mean?
exactly. And then it's like some little vulnerable person, you know. So like, what the
No,
fuck is
no.
your problem?
Yeah.
But that's I just had to ask, just because, like I said, I see that like there's always like those stereotypes that are out there, like oh these fucking grown ass men are just sitting there antagonizing people, and it's just like I don't really think so. It's pretty fucking hot outside. I don't think they're really gonna go out
that's
of
like
their
the
way,
last
right?
thing we're trying to deal with. You know what
Exactly. Yeah. And then you guys as companies, I'm sure, shut that shit down quick too. If,
yeah,
if there's
dude.
complaining,
The
yeah,
second you say something, it's sexual harassment.
wrap.
Boom, and your
Yeah.
ass is gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Right. There's a guy at Costco. Actually, I'm not even gonna tell this story. That's kind of fucked up. But yeah, that's pretty wild. Have you dealt with like anything else like within the trade that's like kind of convinced you that like this is your passion, this is what you're gonna do, or like is there something else that you're kind of working towards?
No, I just like when I'm kind of set to wanting to do something, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's how it was. It was like I saw that, I was just like, that's what I want to do. You know, that's my shit. Like, I think that'd be fun, and it's fun because it's adrenaline a little
Yeah.
bit. You know, every day. You know what I mean? You get your blood going and stuff. So that's how I felt. And then, yeah. that's about it. You know, and I have fun
Yeah.
doing it. And I met some great guys, you know, in the trade.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like you guys have like that brotherhood thing.
Yeah,
going on.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the adrenaline has a lot to do with it because if you really think about it,
Yeah.
when people go into an office, they're turning on a computer, getting ready for work, drinking their fucking coffee.
Yeah.
And when we're getting ready for work, we're getting our harnesses on, our belts on, and then we're up in the air. Like we'll have the morning meeting, and then within 10 minutes, you're just up in the air, still fucking all groggy, still wiping the sleep from your eyes. But now you're like on. You're like, all right, I'm up here.
It's time to start working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a switch flips, and you're like, all right, let's go.
And you guys shake out and stuff like that.
Shake out, connect.
Yeah. I hear that word a lot.
Yeah.
Especially like when you guys all talk together and I'm like sitting on the outside like, damn, it's wild, bro.
Hey, you're all right on, dude.
Right on, dude.
Hey, you had your fucking chance to get in.
I'm shaking out this tequila and Sprite right now. But yeah, I can imagine because like my job's not that interesting. Like people come in, I work retail, so people come in, get their weed, they leave, you know, and that's it all day until they fucking until no one's there no more. You know, I think you guys do have like that cool like get up at 4. It's almost like a fucking like a movie almost.
Like a ritual.
Get up, like a ritual. Get up, put on your stuff. Almost like a sports thing too. You guys got all that equipment you guys got to put on too, and then you guys got to like kind of warm up a little bit because I mean, do you guys stretch at all or?
Yeah, we do the YMCA.
YMCA, yeah. That's what the morning meeting is, right? You guys are just like, all right, everyone, lean to the left.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
But yeah, we have like a stretch and flex.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure, man,
most
because I'm
mornings.
sure like it could really wear and tear on your body too, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You guys come home
like,
sore as fuck, right?
Yeah. Like, dude, John will tell you, we're both like, at the end of the day, we're just like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
You ever get like that moment where you're just like, at the end of the day and like you get home and then you're like fucking stiff and you're just like, oh,
Yes.
like I'm
like
fucking
you
hurting.
sit down and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just
Get
fucking
up.
stiff. Like you can't move and then you get your work clothes off and you got to take that shower and you're like, all right, this feels good.
Do you like
But like getting to the point of getting into the shower,
it's
like
it
when you
hurts.
get home, you're like, fuck this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it hurts.
you have to sit there and think about it?
Yeah.
You're like,
For sure, dude. You, like, take a seat and you're like,
Oh, I used to like after like any type of sports event, I would like lay on the floor for a minute. Just
if I laying on the floor, homie, I ain't getting up.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, fucking,
You're set in stone. Like
Yeah.
you're sleeping there and you're fucking waking up maybe like at midnight, 1 a.m. and taking a shower then.
God damn, that sounds like a plan. No, I'm just kidding.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, no, fuck yeah.
I remember when I first got in, there was a couple times where I came home and I just knocked the fuck out and I wake up like at 3 a.m. and
dude,
like,
still in your clothes.
yeah,
work
still in your
clothes.
fucking
Yeah.
work clothes.
And
Like
you're
you're
fuck,
fucking,
dude, you go shower,
smelling all
get your
musty
shit
and
together,
shit.
and then go again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Just go again.
Don't have clean laundry.
Fuck.
You're like, fuck, I guess I got to wear these fucking grimy ass jeans
Grimy
again.
ass jeans again. Yeah.
It's not like it makes a difference though, right? Because everyone could smell you already.
This
They're
fucking
this
your
guy's-
bandana.
I know, they're like,
Like,
you got
fuck.
deodorant? Cool, we're good. Dude.
Yeah.
Your
Keep
bandana
going.
and your hard
Just
hat's
spray
like
something.
a week old, and
Oh,
it's just
like
fucking
crusty and
yeah.
shit. Oh,
It's
ugh.
fucking. You can take it out, and it's just sitting still formed to your hard hat.
Yeah.
That's fucking nasty, bro.
It does happen though, dude. It happens. It happens.
Do you guys have? So, what other jobs have you guys worked on together?
I think that's pretty
I
much.
think that was it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Other than SoFi, but I didn't see you at SoFi Stadium a lot.
Yeah.
You
Because
were
I
on the
was
ground.
I was with SME on there. We were hanging the bowl, you know, on
Yeah.
the inside. And then
It was after they hung the rest of it, right?
what?
Like like you're talking about like
No, in the bowl, like
the initial.
start, yeah, the initial start of
Yeah,
it.
see, I was there too. Like there's a shitload of guys on that job,
There's
but
a fuck ton of guys.
so there's a lot of guys
Oh,
that
yeah,
were there that you don't even know were there. You're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You were at the stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, blah, blah.
There's a ton of us out there.
You guys still finished late. Jesus Christ. No, I was just kidding.
Oh, yeah, you guys still fucked up.
Fuck, dude. Come on. I see that shit leaning to the
Yeah.
left sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. Do you guys put up you guys don't put up the Jumbotron or anything though, right? Like that big
Oculus?
fucking screen in the middle?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Oculus,
You
that's
guys-
what it's called.
Yeah. Really?
Ironworkers do that?
Yeah.
You guys do that too?
They welded
Fuck,
it together
dude.
and fucking,
Oh, yeah, dude.
You guys are monsters,
Ironworkers
bro.
do everything, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's just
all the big shit, dude, and like the structure of the building and the skeleton of the building, that's us.
Yep.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being up that high. Because I went to a football game there and I was like this, like I was in like the 300s, and I was like, fuck, like I can only imagine falling from here, and that being up there on the fucking top of the actual stadium. That's
what always
wild.
sketched me out was when we were like those fucking big old on the 8th floor, those cantilevers that went all the way down. Dude, that shit, I was like, fuck.
Because it's like 8 floors. Like, if you look over here, it's like, oh, you're only like a couple
floor,
floors up. Yeah. And then you look on the other side, you're like, yeah, it's fucking 9 floors.
Yeah, 8, 9 floors drop. And you're just like,
fuck. Have you seen anyone like get up that high and just be like, nope, I'm going back down?
I've never seen anybody do that, but I've heard of guys doing that. Like, just like, oh, no.
Just
like
where
for me,
like the height like kind of like paralyzed them for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's usually just brand new apprentices. Like it's usually like I've only heard of brand new apprentices that happening to, and that's pretty much normal because they've never been put in that situation.
Yeah, I can only imagine being an apprentice with you guys around. You guys are dicks. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just the way you guys talk about it, it's just funny. You guys are like fucking like we're assholes, and you guys are just we gotta be assholes, and that's just how it's gotta be, and that's how kind of like the meat department was. It was just like everyone's gonna be a dick to each other, and like you're either gonna stand up for yourself or you're gonna fold.
Yeah,
and we're gonna kick you out of the fucking
department. And I think you should keep that in like life in general. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, you know,
some type of like pride, like
for sure,
like man code too.
Fuck
right?
yeah, especially in our trade, you got it's all about pride. Yeah, I mean, don't let it take over to like your ego, but like you got to be proud of what you do.
Yeah, and putting in the work and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So after you guys get out of apprentice school, you guys go straight to Journeyman. You guys are Journeyman now, right?
Yes.
And then what happens after that?
You just, you're a hand. You continue to be a hand, and you're always learning in our trade. You know what I mean? Like always, doesn't matter if you're an apprentice or a journeyman. You know what I mean? And then, you work your way up to being a foreman. And
so what's a foreman?
Foreman's a foreman. Like they're still journeymen, but
but they're running a specific part of the building.
Yeah,
or like
kind of like a supervisor almost.
Yeah, it's basically it's like a manager.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is a manager.
All right, and then after foreman, is there anything else, or is it
general
just like
foreman, superintendent, which is like running the whole job?
But at a certain point, are you hired by the company to be like that specific?
I mean, word of mouth. Yeah, I mean, you got to be a damn good iron worker.
Like that depends on the company too, like how they work their. Oh
no, that's what I'm saying. System. So like, let's say you become like a foreman, right? For like a specific. Is it always like, hey, I want to hire you on as a foreman? Or is it just like I'm a foreman now? Like you can only hire me as a foreman.
They'll just bring you on. They'll be like, hey, I want you to run this for me. Blah blah. Like the superintendent will be like, hey, they'll call somebody like they'll call a certain somebody and be like, hey, I want you to come run this for me. Like okay, so now that person is no longer a journeyman. They get foreman wages and everything like that, and they're running their own crew.
Oh okay.
Yeah, it's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Me and the audience do not know this.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Well, yeah, true.
Thanks, guys. Is this how it is on the job?
Oh.
Not built for it. No, I'm just kidding. I know Jonathan's dad is a superintendent, right?
Yeah, he is a superintendent.
Yeah. Is it for a specific company or is he just
for Anning Johnson? No, for Anning Johnson.
Anning Johnson?
Jacob's uncle.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
So
did you guys work on that before? Any jobs on that company before?
Yeah, that's the company I'm working for right now.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. And where are you working at right now?
I just started my very first day after a month and a half of no work at the Clippers Arena.
That's right.
In Inglewood.
You're working on that one too, right?
No, I'm doing all the tower cranes. So like all the tower cranes in LA, like downtown LA, we put those up and take them down.
The tower cranes, the ones that like the top of the buildings?
Yeah, the big ones, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Those crane guys though, they make shit tons of money, huh?
They do. Yeah. They do well. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, more than us. It's for damn sure.
We have a guy who comes in the dispensary. His name's Roger. Shouts out Roger. That dude's the best. Comes in, bro, and he's just like, I know it does. Yeah. And then he's just like, yeah, I did this job. Fucking hit me up and like was like, we'll pay you $100 an hour. And I was like, oh fuck, I guess I got to do it. And I was just like, damn, bro, you just get that option.
Yeah, but see, I mean, with
fucking that's a shit ton of money.
But see, with us, it's because we're union, so it's like we're all the same across the board. Like we're set wages across the board.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys. Oh, okay, I see. What
depending on who you work for, that's a personal thing that they might be like, hey, I'll give you like $2
a couple
extra.
bucks over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a deal you work out on the side.
Oh, nice.
Like that's up to the company. That's your business. But for the most part, everybody's paid. That's the whole point of a union. You're paid all the same.
Same, and that's what they fight for,
Yeah,
right?
you
guys
might. You might be.
And they
like-
they have like other things in the union, right? Like lawyers and stuff like that actually like help you out, right?
Well, so for us, it'd be like business agents. They're the ones that are getting us our work and like.
Well, let's
like
just say
trying to
something.
push everything, like push things for you for the union.
Let's just say something were to like happen to you. Like, do the union hire like? Do they have lawyers that like will fight for you or anything?
Oh, like if
that?
you got injured or something.
Oh,
something
hell
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay, so that's
That's
all
the
part of the
point.
union.
Yeah, that's the whole
that's
point.
the point.
Yeah, because I'm not really too familiar with unions in general. So
Yeah, it's-
do they
they're-
basically just fight with you for you guys all the way across?
Yeah,
right?
like wages, jobs, jurisdictions, legal stuff. Anything they.
And the way it works is companies are actually a part of these unions.
Correct. They're
Yeah.
union companies.
Oh, okay, and then like
that
so
like pay into your union dues. They pay into your benefits.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, like all that stuff. Your health insurance, all that.
that's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're about at like 45 minutes now. I mean, you guys want to talk about anything else? You guys have anything crazy you guys want to say? Or
This is Kyle's show today.
what's up, Kyle? So
I'm just
anything you want to tell? Any like
Just a buffer.
crazy like stuff that happened that you can tell us?
Um,
Don't incriminate yourself on here.
No, I mean
Yeah.
what? Like just in life in general?
Yeah, life.
Whatever you wanna talk about.
Ironworking, yeah, whatever you want to talk about.
Shit, dude. Well, I love riding motorcycles. I've been on my deathbed 5 times in the last 4 years.
On your deathbed.
Yeah. 3 motorcycle accidents that I don't know how the fuck I'm alive from. I got
one of those was at the Rapper, no?
one of them when I was at the Rapper. I got hit on the freeway, just boom, taken out.
Was that the one where you
damn.
broke your ankle or you
Yeah,
shattered your ankle?
my heel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're here
Shit
for a
sucked.
reason, then, Doc.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's for this podcast.
Yeah, no shit. Dude. Seriously.
That's awesome that you made it through all that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I
Just
mean-
working on my. I think, dude, just working now on my mental health and stuff. So,
Okay, so what do you like normally do to like for your mental health?
well, I mean, I'll just. Now it's different. Before I was kind of reckless and stuff, and was just an adrenaline junkie, and just tried to like ease my mind with like, kind of having a need for speed or just like running amok. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now, so a lot of things have changed for me since last year. Did have a breakdown for mental
Okay.
health. I ended up having I was going through a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of shit in my life when I was a child. That kind of made it surface again
Okay.
later on in life. And then on October 7th, 2021, I had tried to take my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I grabbed my 45, put one in the chamber, and put a bullet through my chest. Yeah.
Dude, you got to be here for a reason, man.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
It was fucking brutal as fuck. I mean, I crossed over. I was in a coma and stuff, and I came back and I woke up. But now looking at life and how I look at life and how I go through things now is a lot different than I was. You know what I mean?
yeah, of course. So what kind of like led to this? I know like the shit and all that, but what kind of led to the decision that was like that's it?
I had just been battling a lot of demons, a lot of things that were super rough, that were super kind of becoming out of my control.
Okay.
And that I had tried to bury for a long time. And, I was going through a bunch of stuff with my girlfriend at the time. It was like a rough breakup. And I just kind of was like, I lost her. I lost my house. I lost kind of like everything. And then it was like all came to a head all at the same time, like a boiling point. I got like a thought into my head, hey man, like maybe it's time for you to go. Maybe it's time for you to not be here and not have to deal with the pain anymore, not have to deal with any of that. You know what I mean? And so I got those feelings and I got that thought and I was like, yeah, fuck that, dude. That's crazy. And then a couple days later, that thought lingered, and then I just woke up one day and just kind of knew like that was it. That was it wasn't like something I resonated on. It was just something that came up, and it was like a decision made, and that was it. Knowing full well, like I woke up knowing full well that morning, like that was it. This is what I want to do. This is the way I want to go out, and that was it.
So in that moment, were you like, even though you've had that thought, were you scared at that moment, or
No.
like now? Do you look back like?
So now it's different. Now I look back on it, I'm kind of like startled, like, whoa, what the fuck?
That you
know what
had
I mean?
those thoughts
Oh
in there?
yeah, absolutely. Like, I'll tell it like this. So like, I woke up that morning knowing full well I didn't want to. I like that was it. That was my decision. That whole morning, leading up to it, about like 2 or 3 o'clock, I didn't feel any emotions. Like I was not sad, not angry, not upset, not
Just like numb.
bummed out, just completely numb. Like numb, like not how people say we're like, oh, I'm numb right now. It's like, no, it's like on a different level of numb. Like you have somebody that's like fully fucking controlling you, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I would have some cigarettes, had a couple smokes, and sat back down. And then I wrote a letter. I took a shower, ate some food. Like it was like a normal day, but I know full well like this was it. You know what I mean? And then had a couple more smokes. I sat down, wrote a letter to my chick at the time. It wasn't like a goodbye letter. It was just some things I had to say that she didn't know about. And then I looked at a picture with her, and then it was like I didn't skip a beat. Like I just picked it up, put it to my chest, pulled the trigger, and then and it didn't hurt. What it felt like is somebody kicked you in your chest, like drop kicked you. You know what I mean?
Like all the air came out of it.
Yeah,
like
like and then that whole thing. I was alive, through for the first like couple hours of everything that was going on, and like you're fighting for your life, and it's like it's like, holy fuck, I just like this just happened. And you're just realizing like, holy fuck, you know what I mean? But you're like realizing too, you're coming to, but at the same time, like coming to terms with like, you're like, this is it. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Because like I collapsed. I was in a chair like this, and I collapsed on the ground, and I'm like fucking bleeding out profusely, and it's like the body, like the sounds that your body makes, and with the smells of it, you know what I mean? You'll never forget, you know what I mean? And I go to try and like get up, and I couldn't get up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just like like a pool, like it's like somebody just turned on a faucet and was just dumping out blood. And then my adrenaline kicked up, and I like got myself up. I drug myself through the house, and like I remember just dragging myself through the house, and I finally got to like the garage door, and I like tried to get it open. I finally got it open. The garage door was already open, like to the outside, and I went to drag myself out there. I don't even know where I was going. Like I was like searching for help or something, and I just collapsed again on the ground. And that's when I like came to where I'm like, all right, this is it. Like this is what's gonna happen.
Like you're now going now.
Yeah, and like
And then what happened?
So after that, I had closed my eyes. I started like it got real quiet, like desolate quiet. Like there was not a soul. You couldn't hear wind, like cars driving by, like nothing, dude. And I heard some people, and I look up, and there's ambulance right there, like fire paramedic, and they're asking me questions. Hey, buddy, like you okay? What's your name? Like, what do you do for work? They're trying to like ask questions to get me off of like what's going on.
Exactly. Kind of like your shock right now.
Yeah. So like it took 4 of them. They picked me up, put me in the ambulance, and I remember things started to go really south in there, and they were pumping me with the oxygen thing.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to get a pick line in me, and they couldn't because there's no like veins. I was just bleeding out. Like I couldn't get anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And they started panicking, and when they started panicking, I was like, "Yo, fuck, this is it. This is it." And the chief was trying to stay calm. Like he was like right here with me, like sitting right here, and he got 3 other dudes there, and they're just trying to like fucking do whatever they can to like patch me up, to hold me up, to.
Just to get you to the hospital.
Exactly. And they're like, like hauling ass. And I remember just kind of things started fading in and out. I started going in and out. And, and I remember we got to the hospital.
Who found you? Like
The paramedics did. And so
did somebody call or?
Yeah. I had called. I ended up calling. And I had called them and I said, hey, or like there had been a gunshot. This is there had been a gunshot. This is my address, and then it was like click, and that was it. You know, and I remember they kept calling back, but I couldn't even fucking.
This was after you had already shot yourself.
No, I called before. So I said if somebody's gonna find me, they're gonna find me, but. Right before I did it, I called, and like I planned this out because I was like, you know what, like if I die, I die, and I think this is gonna be it. You know what I mean? So I called them right before. I said there had been a gunshot, so and so, it's me. Sorry, and then like hung up, and then put one in the chamber. That was it.
So. Wow, dude, that's powerful.
Dude,
I was not expecting any of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you made it through it, man, because like that's really the most important thing. Yeah. And like for all those accidents you've been in, and then surviving that, like, dude, there's gotta be a reason why.
A purpose, and I'm still finding that purpose out now. You know what I mean? Because like, fast forwarding to like being in the hospital, I woke up. Well, I ended up. Crossing over in the hospital, I remember I got to like, they rushed me in there, got me into a room, and it was like all these bright lights, and then that was bloop, that was it. I was like gone, and I, days later I woke up, not knowing kind of what was going on, woke up, tubes down your throat, everything. I got my chick at the time, Katie, was there, and my dad, and they were just like, I remember looking over and I saw them. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of, you don't know. Your body kind of did a Control-Alt-Delete reboot. You know what I mean? And so, fast forwarding that, I was in the hospital for like a month. I had to learn how to do everything, bro. Talk, chew, swallow, take a shit, take a piss, sit up, stand up, walk. I mean, learn how to make bowel movements again. It was like, it was wild, dude.
See, that fucking blows my mind because, like, you sitting here, I'm like, fuck, like, I don't, like, because I saw you before and then I saw you now, I'm seeing you now, I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like,
no, dude, people don't believe it. I mean, I've got there's a couple pictures out we're taking in there, and then, obviously I have the scars from the entry and exit wounds and the surgeries and stuff, because it hit my lung and, hit a lot of main arteries and stuff and main organs that fucked me up for a long time. So,
is there still effects right now?
Oh yeah. So like my chest on my right side doesn't really work. It has no mechanics. So like, say if I were to go work out or something, like one side contracts, the other one doesn't. And then same on my back where the exit wound is, like it doesn't contract either. So like it's numb. You know what I mean? So it's like permanent nerve damage and shit. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
And then I have some issues sometimes with like my lung and shit, but like shortness of breath.
I'm assuming you quit smoking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you're fucking still smoking after that.
Yeah,
fuck,
like you're
man.
an idiot. Yeah. I chew though, which is not the greatest, but
it's something.
Yeah.
So after you get out of the hospital, like you learn all this stuff back again, are you like no, you said you haven't found your purpose, but like what how do you deal with some of the things that like were hurting you before?
So like I'm in a lot of therapy now. I have two therapists. One is like one that is kind of like a life coach, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then the other one is it's called EMDR therapy, which is trauma therapy, which is they go back, you know, in time and you go through all the events that have taken place in your life, like your like the traumatic events, the events that
Led you to that
led
point.
you to this point. You know what I mean? And you go through them and you compartmentalize them. So like you'll go through an event, right? And like you'll walk through that event with her or with the person that you have. And there's different ways how they do it. Like they have hand buzzers that like, for me, I like using these. They're called hand buzzers. And what it does is they go off like a brainwave, and you sit there and you like let them flow through you for a second, and it opens up both hemispheres of your brain. So you can kind of like unlock and undo some of the shit that you like piled down for so long that it comes back up, you know, once you start talking about it and they start, you know, you start to get like kind of get through the nitty gritty and all the bad shit.
Yeah.
And you pull the emotion out of it. Like you'll feel it in the therapy, but you'll pull the emotion out of that event and then be able to like put it away like in a folder, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like compartmentalize it and take the feelings out and take the emotions out, so that way it doesn't hinder you and hurt you
more
in present time. It does, yeah. So like you've like, okay, you've learned to let that go.
Like rather than dealing with it, you're more learning to like, all right, let's analyze this and why this happened and what happened and what
And
where
then
can
let's take all that shit out of it, and you're gonna feel it now, and then let it go, and then you leave it in the office, and then you come back. So you know what I mean? So I do that once a week on both of them, and then I have, you know, I'm on like a cocktail of meds, but it's rightfully so. I kind of found out that I had some the mental health side comes from my mother, so they all have like chemical imbalances and all this shit on my mom's side. So I unfortunately inherited that gene, but I mean, I make the best of it, you know. Mm-hmm. And then now I just, you know, have a lot more of a clear conscience and know that it's like suicide is real and like mental health is a real thing, and I think it's very like underlooked and underplayed, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, too, it's, you know, I look at things now a lot differently in a better perspective, like knowing that that's not the answer, you know what I mean? And knowing that, like, I can pull through, if I can pull through this shit, you know what I mean? Somebody else can too. And, you know, like, if I can get through this, I'm going to be a better person in my life and be able to be happier and find, like, that happiness and that joy and that peace within, you know what I mean? So.
And would you say when you're like dealing with emotions, you shouldn't bury them? You should definitely deal with it.
Yeah,
at the
absolutely,
moment. Yeah.
absolutely. I think so. I think I did. So I mean, it was years and years of burying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I pretty much set my world on fire. You know, and you know, and ruined a lot of relationships, ruined a lot of things because I neglected to work on myself and neglected to you know,
express your feelings, I guess.
and to get myself right, and to instead it became like a negative and it got portrayed on everybody else, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
and then you use possibly like other things to
for sure,
cope with
dude.
that.
Yeah, drinking, partying, fucking, you know, women, you know, just jumping through relationship to relationship to, I mean, being so codependent to being, you know, using anger and using, you know, fighting. I mean, anything that could get like an adrenaline rush going and can get like my blood pumping, like that's what I would use as a vice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And I don't think that like I think a lot of people deal with stuff like that too.
Absolutely.
Though. And it's like, you know, and it's like there's ways of dealing with it at the moment, you know, and I thank you for sharing your story. I'm still shocked by that. Like I was totally taken apart.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that was wild. Thanks for coming on here and saying that too.
Yeah,
'cause
absolutely,
that
dude.
means a lot to the people listening too.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Because we had someone else on here, Brennan, who was kind of in the same same boat. He wanted to kill himself too,
Yeah.
and then someone put a gun to his chest and was like threatening to kill him. And I guess the same thing happened. Totally did a total 180.
Yeah.
And now he's like, you know, he's like a soup or like a lead, but he's like making his way towards making more money and stuff like that. And so what kind of things other than therapy do you do to like actually?
So, I ride now, like
Okay.
like anything on two wheels for me, like especially my Harley now. I just like to ride and get away and just kind of cruise, and you're like free, you know, it's just a part of the freedom. I do work out, you know, I just got back in the gym not too long ago and just trying to, I work around obviously the injuries and stuff, but that's a good outlet for me too. And then, you know, I get around, like, I enjoy a lot of family time now as before I usually wouldn't. I was always on my own, just like, you kind of fuck everybody, you know?
Yeah.
But now I enjoy a lot of family time. I like working on my bike. I do a lot of art too. Like that's one thing that not a lot of people know about me.
I did not know that until right now.
Yeah. So I draw a lot. I do a lot of drawing and painting and stuff like that. I do also make, you know, on the side as like a side business that I started in 2020. I make custom leather jackets. So I'll paint like portraits on them and murals and like do them all up and make them sick and make them like rugged and real, like vintage, you know what I mean? I'll even get vintage jackets and I'll paint on them and get them all like custom and
That's
done
fucking
up.
awesome.
Yeah. So like I do that, and then like a lot of like the wide brim hats, you know, like a lot of chicks wear, a lot of hipster girls wear and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'll do those up and make them vintage and like put a design on them and, you know,
That's pretty
dress
sick.
them up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome though.
Yeah,
You've come so far from
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. So like I just kind of do that on the side as like a hobby, you know.
Yeah, but that keeps your mind
Hell
off
yeah.
of things
Yeah.
and like, you know, like that whole riding thing. I get that because like when you
Dude,
go running or something,
You get those two-wheel
It's a
freedom
high.
machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
those gears in your brain that like usually push things down seem to just open.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, like
No,
that,
absolutely.
they just kind of like it's just like okay, well you don't have to deal with any of that now. You're
Yeah.
here, it's your bike, and it kind of just like frees your mind to
Yeah.
feel something else, you know.
For sure.
Because when you're on your bike, you feel like nobody could catch you. You feel like
Exactly.
nothing can catch you. You're just
Oh,
like
for
on
sure.
that. It's just
Yeah.
you, the road, and that fucking motor, and you're just
Yeah.
going down the highway, and you're just like you feel like invincible. Like nothing's
yeah.
gonna catch
And
you.
you throw some like if you got some good music on, you can
Yeah.
throw in your headphones, or if you have something in your helmet, whatever, and you just cruise.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Just kind of jam out and like just
Yeah,
you're in your own element, you
in
know.
your own world and
Even
stuff
John,
like
I mean,
that.
John knows too. Like
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
choppers and stuff like that. Like I love that shit because for me, it's like you get like it's something that's like not the norm, but it's like your norm. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like a community that. Like the bike community and like choppers and stuff like that, building is like a separate community that not a lot of people get to be a part of or know about or like understand. But it like gives you that like freedom. It gives you that like
Yeah, and then when you go
sense
to
of
like
purpose or sense of like, you know,
Yeah.
like that's your thing. You know what I mean? Your niche.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
but I totally agree. And it's like when you see it actually be built or put together, you're like, oh my
Dude.
God, I did that.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, like
man.
his build now, I'm like, dude, I'm so jealous because I want another bike and I want to build one.
Like mine's in my Nino. Like my Nino owns a shop, so they're helping me out. But for the most part, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, it's just fucking. It's hard to
awesome.
explain. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You just have to
I get
be
it.
there because,
Yeah.
like I told Kyle, like the first time I ever rode, I purchased my bike before I even learned how to ride. Like
Yeah.
that's how fucking pumped I was. And then as
Yeah.
soon as I learned, bro, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
all
yeah.
the time.
yeah,
You were just
like
out every
I
day.
was on it as much as I could.
Yeah. Like I even got like it was a friend of mine, like a family friend of ours. They had a couple of sporties and I was like, oh, let's just go dick around, you know what I mean, around town.
Yeah.
And they're all like chopped up or chopped out and shit and all done up. And I I had fun, and I was like, fuck, I need a bike, dude. And then after that, I got bit by the bug, dude. That was a wrap, dude.
And it just keeps
Like
going,
years
right?
and years ago, I was like, you know, I got on those sporties and I tried it out, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting a bike here in like a couple months. Like, fuck that, dude.
And it happens like that.
We're
Like,
ready
as
to
soon
go.
as-
Dude,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, dude, I've had, I mean, besides the 3 that I've crashed, you know, I've had like 5 bikes, and I had an 80, what did I have? An 84 FXRS, and it was a shovel head. Dude, that thing was sick as fuck. That was like my first bike. And then I grabbed like rode a bunch of Dynas, and then now I got a bagger, which is like a 08 Road Glide bagger. It's fun.
Have you gone on any like long trips on it?
No, dude. So I want to do Sturgis this year. That's the plan. That's the plan.
You're gonna fucking ride all the way.
Yeah.
Fuck if
So,
you.
dude, like that'd be sick. You know what
That
I mean?
would
Just
be.
to say like I did it. You know?
Because my aunt and her ex-boyfriend did it a few years ago, and she said it's a fucking experience that just like you have to do it, and once you do it, it's like fucking checking something off your bucket list.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
She goes,
Where's
"It's an
where's
experience."
Sturgis at?
South Dakota.
Oh, from here.
Yeah.
it's
all the way there.
it's a really big, massive motorcycle rally in this fucking small ass town.
It's huge.
Yeah,
bro.
and there's fucking people from all over America that go here, and like it gets so big that fucking
It's like a party. Dude.
yeah, it's a massive
For a
party,
week.
and there's people that are parked like miles like outside of the town just
Yeah.
camping because there's no room in the town.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, like what started all that? How did that even come about?
I don't even know,
That's
dude.
fucking
It's just
wild.
like it was like a bunch of bikers got together.
We're
and
just
they're
like we're gonna go like
Yeah.
500
Dude, they have
miles.
like vendors. They have everybody there. Anybody and everybody in the bike community, from chopper builders to like more,
Harley
you know, like
and stuff.
You get old
like
guys
Harley-
on little
yeah.
trikes that'll roll into town.
Oh,
like,
dude,
Oh,
like
really?
to like your average, you know, average Joe, fucking Harley enthusiast, to fucking old school chopper builders, to badass custom painters, to everybody. They're all out there, dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Every
anybody that's
company you
ever
can
owned
think
a
of.
bike,
Yeah.
or anybody that knows about bike culture
Yeah.
knows about Sturgis.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's fucking
it's
wild,
fucking
dude.
massive. Like that's like the mecca of bike, like just
Yeah.
bikes right
It's
there.
crazy knowing about like the how different communities do things too, because that's like what 600 miles or something.
fucking
like
longer than
Or
that.
Oh
1,000?
no, that's like like 1,000.
Yeah,
dude.
it's over
Like,
1,000.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like you're mobbing, dude.
Yeah, that's like a couple days worth.
Oh
of
yeah.
driving,
So like
too,
the
huh?
people I live with, she's like my adopted mother, and her husband. They go to Sturgis every year for the last like 10 years.
Oh shit.
And fucking and they're going, and they're this is like the first year they're not going, but they already have it all planned out that I could like take their routes and everything, and like where to stop, like where they go, what to eat, where they stop, like how many days it takes.
Giving you like a roadmap of
Oh
how
yeah,
to get
they
there.
have it like already set up. I was like, dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you should do it. That'd be sick.
Hell yeah, I want it, dude. You
And
know what I
honestly,
mean?
to ride there
Yeah.
that's a fucking like more props to you, because if you can fucking ride there, because I've heard
Yeah.
that ride is fucking rough. Like
Yeah, it's a long.
Yeah, it's fucking
a-
long.
Grueling,
Like-
I'm sure. Fucking
Yeah.
ride. Your
Well, and
ass
you
is
hit
all
like almost every
numb.
season when you get there. Like
Yeah.
on your way, they're like, dude, it'll be hot as shit. It'll be raining. It'll be snowing. It could snow in a couple areas. It could
Yeah.
fucking pour down rain. It could, hail.
And you're going through the desert first too,
Dude,
right?
you're
Fuck.
going through everywhere, dude.
And
It's
depending on
wild.
when you leave wherever you're from, you're on a fucking schedule because you want to make it to the meet. So you're basically like,
There's a
you're,
deadline.
you're just fucking powering
Yeah.
through. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, if I got to ride through this fucking piss ass rain
Yeah,
for
yeah.
8 hours, I'm going to
Yeah.
ride through piss ass rain for 8
Yeah.
hours.
And it's
Damn.
brutal, bro. Like that shit. I rode in wet rain once. I remember I was even out here in Orange County, and it was fucking rough, dude. I hated it.
That shit fucking hurts.
It hurts, bro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you're hauling ass, dude, you're like,
Feels like BB's hitting your face
Yeah,
constantly.
so ding, 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 ding.
If you don't have like a fucking face shield, because
Yeah.
I don't ride with a face shield. I ride just
Oh,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
open face.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking the 3/4, and it just fucking, when I rode through the rain, it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like, fuck. Like, your
Yeah.
face fucking hurts.
That's a very special community you guys.
And you're
are in.
fucking
Yeah.
drenched. Like, you're just,
yeah,
It's
you're just
fucking-
covered in water.
That's wild.
pretty much.
God damn.
Yeah.
I've never been a part of anything like that. We always have those little Mexican ones that come across on bicycles, but that's like about
Yeah.
it, you know. They got like old school bumping, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then they go from like Harbor to like right here to
Yeah.
like fucking down to McFadden.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I know, but it's like 30, 40 vatos just fucking
Cruising.
rolling
Yeah, just rolling
down
deep.
there with fucking one of them got a boombox on. I was like,
Mobbing
that sounds
down
like
the
a
street.
party.
Hell yeah.
But that's cool, man. Fucking that's I've never heard about that either. There's a lot of things that I'm kind of missing out on too that I haven't seen.
I mean, there's
'Cause I
that,
would
and
like
then
to get
there's like depending on who you like, depending on the people you ride with, you kind of have like other like just little runs that you do. Like there's one that I've always wanted to do, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. Was it the El Diablo run? The one they go down to San Felipe?
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to do that one.
One's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
where's that at? Is that in Mexico or something?
Yeah.
It's a beach
okay.
down in Mexico, but it's 3 days, and you start in Chino or something like that.
Yeah, you start you actually do start in Chino.
You start in Chino, and then you ride through down to Rosarito into San Felipe. You get there, and then you just fucking party for an entire night, like day and night. Like they're doing they rent out a hotel, and they're just fucking like they have
like races set up. You could do like all kinds of shit, dude. It's wild.
Damn.
and you're just getting like fucked up on the beach, just like and you'll see videos and pictures of people just riding their fucking bikes all fucked up like through the ocean and like.
Yeah,
It's
it's just like
dude.
one wild time,
Like
dude.
party is just fucking
And
that's
then
awesome.
they fucking wake up on Sunday and just fucking
All right, time to go back.
Yeah.
cure a hangover,
Yeah.
and then I think they give out an award for like scummiest bike or
Like it's like a
dirtiest bike, some
dirtbag
shit.
award, dude.
Yeah.
You get,
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like this dude rolled on in like a
Like
fucking
grungy, dude.
Yeah,
You're
like
just
a
like,
moped,
damn.
with,
crusty
like-
ass bike, and you
Yeah.
fucking,
Where you're looking at
Right
it, you're
back.
like, how
Yeah.
the fuck did you even make it here? You know?
yeah, you find like you see like I've only seen pictures and videos, but
Yeah.
there's guys that roll down there with like you don't think they're gonna make it out of their fucking neighborhood, let alone fucking make it to another
Yeah.
country. Like,
Someone's got like a World War II thing with a little like sidecar, and he's
like,
like,
it's just fucking gnarly. You see
It's
some
wild.
crusty ass bikes.
Yeah, you're like, who the fuck made that? Like,
Yeah.
it's a makeshift shit, dude.
But the whole point is
like a
if
Mad
it
Max
makes it,
looking bike.
yeah.
yeah, like all old apocalyptic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sheet metal probably on it.
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
You see
Yeah.
wild
that's
shit.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's been about an hour 16. I think that's pretty good. Thanks for coming on, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really
dude.
appreciate it,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Yeah, dude, and thank you for your story.
Yeah,
For
absolutely,
sure.
man.
And thanks again to John
Yeah.
for coming on and actually
problem.
co-hosting this time. Hopefully have him back for more.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty fun.
And then this is Damien. So we are now signing out. Thanks for coming in and tuning in, guys. All right.